This is a video on how to use the Start a New Assessment wizard for ASEBA-Web, ASEBA-PC, and ASEBA Network. Once you have logged into our program, I'm going to be using ASEBA-Web for this example. Before you even start using the Start a New Assessment wizard, and administrators have not created directories ahead of time, you can do this as well. So you can create directories for different clinicians, different families, different buildings, different organizations. It's up to you. Over on my left-hand side here, I have already created 3 different directories for different families. So how to do this is that you click on Root, you right-click and add a directory, or you can go straight up to directory and add a directory. So just for example, to add a directory, let's just say there is Curtis family. Save. So now I have a directory for the Curtis family. So now you can start, once you've done creating a directory ahead of time, you can start a new assessment. So we're going to start with Start a New Assessment wizard, which is in the upper left-hand corner. You click on this. It's going to ask you first, select an existing assessed person or create a new assessed person. Who would you like to create a new assessment for? I want to select assessed person that was previously created, or I want to create a new assessed person. This person I'm going to create is new, so I'll click that. You can create a new assessed person from an existing informant. Is this newly assessed person already in the system as an informant? And I'm going to say no. Here's where you'll fill out all the information about the assessed person. I am going to create a 10-year-old boy named Jacob Nelson. The auto-generate identification code is usually default checked. You can uncheck it to create your own ID code. You can do numbers, you can do initials, you can do the full name. If you check off the auto-generate identification code, the program will create an alphanumeric code for you. So for example, I will uncheck this and create a number. I'm going to make Jacob male. Date of birth, please use the calendar icon. I'm going to make him 10, so we're going to go to the 2016 and be March 15th. Ethnicity, I'm going to choose to make him mixed. The address, the city, the state, the postal code, the country, mobile phone, home phone, work phone, and email, these are all optional. So I am going to skip those at this moment and click next. What directly do you want to place the new assessed person into? So if you did not create any directories ahead of time, you will choose root because that is the top directory that's already there. Since I already have a Nelson family directory, I am going to choose that and click save. Here is the add form page. The form source, it has 3 options. If you have ASEBA-Web, it'll have 1 option for ASEBA PC and ASEBA Network. It'll just say paper form. So here I'm going to choose electronic form, which is the default. The foreign type, I'm going to choose a child behavior checklist 6 to 18. The form contact is going to be the person who is logged into the program at this time. This list is created by adding users into the program. As long as your administrator has added all the users who are going to be using the program, you can change this form contact by doing the drop-down list. Evaluation ID is used by hospitals for PHI, or their electronic medical records. The due by date is optional. If the clinician wants the informant to fill out only the problem items on a form, you would check this. Otherwise, they will have the entire form to fill out. Society is ASEBA standard, which is the default, but if you have different countries, you can choose what country to put here if you'd like. The clinician, the agency, the school, and any of these customized forms, these are all drop-down lists that the administrator needs to build ahead of time. So you have a clinician list, so you can have the drop down of all clinicians in your organization, or you can have the agencies, or you have the schools, or you can create an customized drop down list. All of this needs to be done ahead of time by the administrator. So I'm going to click on a clinician, an agency, and a school, and click next. Here you're going to select your informant. This form requires an informant to be assigned. The informant is responsible for filling out the form. Select from the following options. I want to select an informant that already has a record in this application, or I want to create a new informant. I'm going to choose a new informant. Okay, here's where you'll select an informant. I am going to choose to create the informant to be the mother. So I will choose Janice Nelson. I'm going to skip the mobile phone and the email and choose the biological parent and click next. Here you will review all of the assessed person's information, and also with the ASEBA-Web it'll show you that in creating this form it's going to cost you 1 e-unit, and then you will click submit. And here with the ASEBA-Web, it's going to ask you, would you like to send a message to the informant notifying them of a new form? And you click yes. Here is the send message to informant letter with reply to. Will auto fill in if that's something you want to change. Go ahead and change the reply to email. The informant email I will add in here. Template type is automatically defaulted to standard. You can choose to do your own customized letter. There are different ones that you can edit under the standard letter. This is only available for administrators. So right now we're just going to leave it on standard. The message template is defaulted to English, but it also has other languages that you can change this form to. So we have about 12 languages in there right now. We'll be continuing to add more languages. So I'm going to leave it on English. The subject you can actually edit. It says request to complete forms. You can change this if you'd like. Here in the letter it's going to be to Janice Nelson. It'll have the date. It'll let her know that she has a CBCL 6 to 18 to fill out. It's going to take up to 30 minutes, and that you'll have 2 different ways to get to the form. The first link goes straight to the form. The second one, you will need the username and password. Just so you know that informants can use either one of these to get to the form, but if they do not do the entire form in one sitting, they'll have to come back to this letter, click on the form again, and they will need to use the username and password that's on the letter to get back into the form to finish it. And then you're going to click on send. So here you'll see that the assessed person, Jacob Nelson, in the form I just created that I sent to Janice Nelson says the status message sent to informant. So as the informant works their way through the form, the status will change. So let me show you, for example, under Jason Nelson, I have a couple of these forms that have been completed or have been sent out. Here you'll see Judith Nelson was completed. This is Janice was sent one. Jacob was sent one. This one was sent out to Miriam Nelson and is only 5% completed. So you'll see here, and the statuses change as they work their way through. And then when they finish their form, it'll say completed by informant. And at that point, you can click on key entry to open the form, to check through it to see if there is anything that needs to be corrected or if anything was missed. Then other than that, you can click on the completed form and you can click score report. Here it is 6 pages long. The first page will be competence scale scores. You can work your way through the form by these arrows at the top left. The second will be syndrome scale scores, internalizing, externalizing total problems, DSM-oriented scales, 2007 scale scores, and the end page will always be a narrative. You can print out this form by clicking on the print icon, or if you want to download this form, you can download it in PDF or TIFF, because once you click that, it'll automatically download to your downloads folder. And then you can click on that and open it to be a PDF, and you can print that out as well. So this has been a video on how to use Start a New Assessment Wizard.